Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 14 of Cute Little Love Letters, and this one is titled Nervous Lunch Date. Denki did indeed help you with your books. He dropped one along the way and fumbled another and just generally appeared a little awkward, but as uncool as he felt, it actually put you at ease that he didn't have it all together, just like how you felt like you didn't have it all together. He walked you to your class and stopped at the door, gently handing you your books before saying a goodbye and intending to go, but his path was suddenly blocked by a very excitable Monoma who slid in from the side, excited to get an opportunity to heckle the unsuspecting blonde. "Oh, our majestic saviour!" Monoma said loudly with a grandly condescending tone in his voice. "You've come from on high to mingle with the commoners!" He gave Denki a very unhinged grin and threw his arms out to the side and looked up. "Ha! It's my lucky day to be in your presence! Oh, how amazing I feel!" he cackled, making you sweat drop with embarrassment. Denki was mostly confused, but then became even more confused when a giant fist came flying out of nowhere and sent Monoma flying. "What the?" he shrieked. "Sorry, Kaminari," the voice of Kendo said as she stepped in and deactivated her quirk. "I had to do something. I can't stand it when he's being like this. My apologies," she added as she walked over and grabbed the passed-out Monoma by the scruff of his shirt and dragged him into the classroom past you. Hey, it's fine," Denki called after her. "Remind me not to go on your bad side. Ever." You giggled softly to yourself at the whole interaction and then shyly said another goodbye to Denki and snuck into the classroom. Kendo was forcefully sitting Monoma into his seat, propping him up there as you approached her, and she smiled at you before finding her own seat and sitting down, and you sat down at the desk next to her. "Hey, Ian," she greeted brightly, and then it must have hit her as to who it was that was standing with you out the front of the classroom before Monoma had come along with his raving lunatic antics. "Wait, oh my god, were you just talking to Kaminari?" Yes," you said with a shy smile. "And we're gonna have lunch together today," you added. "You what?" she gasped with excitement. "Oh, this is so exciting. I'll hide and watch from nearby, okay? If you need me, we just need to do some kind of hand signal or something. But you'll be fine, I know it. But just in case, what signal?" I hadn't even thought about a secret signal," you said with a thoughtful look on your face. "But it's a good idea, actually. I don't want to get too overwhelmed." "Okay, what about touching your forehead or something?" she offered. "Actually," you said with sudden excitement, "what about this?" You then raised your left hand and folded your pinky finger to your palm, all of your other fingers remaining straight. "Hang on, wait, how'd you do that?" Kendo asked with surprise, and then showed that she couldn't do it on either of her hands. "You can't do it?" you asked with surprise, looking at her with as much surprise as she was looking at you, the two of you just sitting there looking at each other. "Well," she finally said with a chuckle and a shrug, "it works for a secret help me sign, so I'll know to come over to your aid if I see you using it." "Thank you," you said gratefully. "I don't even know what I'm going to talk to him about." The first half of the morning was spent worrying about having to talk to Denki, and the second half was worrying about what you would do if the conversations all died on their feet and things got awkward. You toyed with your gem bracelet, rubbing the stones as much as you possibly could to get as much courage out of them as possible. It had been a few weeks now, and you still had the same ones on that your mum had given you before you found out about the dorm situation. "Maybe I should ask Mum for some kind of happiness and energy stones next?" you wondered as you looked down at them. Finally the lunch bell rang, and you got up from your chair and picked up your books from the desk. "Girlie, why are you moving so slow? I thought you'd be out that door," Kendo said with a sassy hand on hip as she gave you a look. "I can put your things away for you. You need to go and meet with Kaminari." "I'm so nervous," you blurted out. "I'm not interesting. I'm not cool. I'm just me. And I don't know if he's going to be bored once he gets to know me." "You're fun to talk to and you're very interesting," Kendo reassured you. "You've got this, and I'll be there too. I'll hide, but you'll see me, and if you need me, you know what to do." "Okay," you said with a deep breath in. "Okay, I'll be alright." "That's the spirit," Kendo said with a bright smile. "Like they say here at UA, plus ultra, go beyond." She raised her fist up in the air just to show her support, and you gave her a smile and a small head nod. "Okay, I'm off then," you said as you straightened and headed out the door to the lockers and then down to the cafeteria. Denki was already there. Truth be told, he had already been there for about 10 minutes. He had run as soon as the bell had rung and had beelined straight for the cafeteria to make sure that he was there ahead of time. He saw you coming and tried to adopt a cool stance with his back against the wall of the cafeteria, with one hand in pocket and the other reaching up to stroke through his fringe, thinking that that would be the sexiest stance to greet you in. As soon as you saw him, your heart started to race. He looked super hot there, waiting casually. Oh, and the hand up in the hair was super cool too. And then you watched as his fingers got caught in a knot of his hair, and he tried to continue brushing his fingers through, but they didn't quite make it through, and you saw him wince as he pulled on his own hair, and then he had to take his other hand from his pocket to rescue the first hand, and there was a bit of a frantic yanking and tugging as he sorted the knot out in split-second timing before you got within earshot of him. Oh, hey there, cutie, he greeted you with a suave grin on his face, bits of his fringe sticking up where he tried to brush it back with his fingers, but it didn't work. Hi, Denki, you greeted shyly with a smile. Hey, so, let's get some food, yeah? What do you like? He asked as he gestured to the cafeteria line with all the food laid out, either being served by the canteen ladies or on the table in the front for people to take something. You chatted lightly about what food there was there, and you selected a few things, but truth be told, there wasn't a lot of room in your stomach at that moment, since it was filled with butterflies and iron bars, your nerves taking over. But eventually you got stuff together and then found a table to sit at, just the two of you. This is very intimate, you thought to yourself as you sat down and then glanced around you. You spotted Kendo immediately, sitting across the cafeteria with dark glasses on, looking exactly like how she usually looked, but this time with glasses on, and you also saw a table of boys who were occasionally throwing you looks. You recognised Kiri and Bakugo on the table, but there was another guy with short black hair and bulbous elbows, and this little kid, who at first you thought might be the younger brother of one of the guys there, but then you remembered that this was a high school, and this smaller guy looked nothing like the older guys. He had purple ball-shaped hair and was just staring you down like he had no clothes on. Feeling slightly uncomfortable, you looked back towards your food, and then up at Denki, who was just looking at you with a dreamy look on his face. Feeling put on the spot, you looked back down again to avoid his very intimate eye contact. So, dorms, he suddenly said. Yeah, what do you think? Cool, right? He asked as he grabbed for a bun off the food tray and unwrapped it. Well, you started, then stopped. Yeah, I think it could be fun. I know, right? He replied with a grin. Getting to play with your friends for heaps longer, study dates, hangouts, walks around the super romantic school grounds, hand in hand. You were about to nod and agree, then you realised he was possibly talking about you and him, and your brain malfunctioned, leaving you speechless as you continued to stare down. Can someone please help these babies? Stay tuned for chapter 15 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.